guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. So today we're going to be doing a preview, another one, for Chanel 22B and 22K really quickly, but this will be my final Chanel 22B video because the collection is launching on the 19th of July in Paris and in the US. So I wanted to just quickly chat about it. It's literally launching in a fortnight. That's how quickly Chanel is moving. But before we get into everything, and also have some questions to answer from you guys, I just want to quickly let you know that I'm going to be changing my video schedule. I'll be doing 2 videos a week from now on, so I'll be doing 8 videos a month until further notice. Q4 tends to be quite busy. We're heading into Q4 in a few months' time. So I'm very busy right now. I have lots of deadlines. So I won't be filming on Tuesday. I'll be doing Thursday and Saturday. So make sure you're subscribed and you turn on notifications. If your notifications are on, you're not affected. If you haven't turned on notifications, you might be like, where is she? What's going on? But I've already let you know that I'll be filming twice a week, not 3 times. Although if there's a collection launching, if Chanel launches a collection or Chanel does something crazy, Big H does something crazy and makes, 5 million people cry every day, because Big H makes people cry, honey. Okay, she's making people cry in Paris. If Louis Vuitton does something wild, Dior, Gucci, I will come and sometimes just film a bonus video, but for right now I'll be doing 2 a week. Okay, now let's get started. We have a lot to get through today, so I hope that all of you are ready. So without further ado, here we go. Let's start off with these beauties right here. If you look here in the picture, there's a mini rectangular and a mini square of these seasonal minis for 22B that have these cute little heart charms. I think that these are going to be huge. I think they're going to be really, really successful. I think these look like lambskin. They're so cute, so darling. Comes in black and white with the little cute heart charms. Remember how Big C is like? She doesn't like people to miss out on things. So you have the heart bags. Now we have the heart charms. There's also costume jewelry for 21B and there's some heart earrings. So it seems that they're sticking with this. I love these. I think they're so cute. I think the mini square, I think is 4,600. And the mini rectangle of these seasonal minis with the heart charms will be $4,900 US. I believe in euros, the mini square will be about 4,000 euros. And there's some other bits and pieces here. Okay, let's just go on to the next slide. If I don't like things, honey, I keep it Gucci on here. I don't pretend. It's not a personal attack if you like it. I just personally, if I don't like it, I move on. Nothing on this slide is particularly interesting. There's that little cute, square looking pink seasonal, but not interested. Okay, let's chat about these 2 satchel looking like briefcases at the bottom there that come in blue and this burgundy. These remind me, and these I think Chanel is now understanding that people like vintage Chanel more than they like new Chanel. I'm a new Chanel girl. I don't like vintage Chanel. I know. Everyone loves vintage Chanel. I do not like vintage Chanel. I could care less, honestly. The only thing from that era that I like is the 24K gold hardware, but other than that, I don't really care. I know, very unpopular opinion. However, they know that you guys like it, so they've made these satchel briefcase bags. These are interesting. I feel like I need to see them in person, and they have to be in caviar, I think, because I feel like they look really cool for a businesswoman or a corporate executive. I feel like if you're a barrister or a solicitor or a businesswoman, you could wear that and that would look really nice at work. And I don't think it's that obvious, to be honest. I know it has double C's on there like that, but I don't think it is. On the next slide, there are these really cute denim. I believe these are denim. I think these are denim classics. On the left hand side for me, there's a pale light wash denim, and then on the right hand side there's a darker blue one. And there's some other things. And I'm not a blue girl, but I do like denim. I think these are very, very cute. These are going to go, so you need to make sure you're there at launch day if you're interested, because they're going to fly off the shelves. OMG, okay, I think this is my favorite slide out of the bunch. There's some really beautiful bags here, with the exception of the Chanel 22s. Girl, bye. Okay, but other than that, everything else looks really great. Now, let's focus our attention here on this green Chanel 19 that looks houndstooth-like. Allegedly, it's green and ecru. Now, when I first saw these leaked pictures, I saw them ages ago. Well, I saw this houndstooth one a while ago, another picture, and it really did look it really did look like Houndstooth. But then I asked someone who's in the know, is this Houndstooth? The person said it's not Houndstooth, but it really looks like Houndstooth. And when I zoom in here, that looks Houndstooth-like. So those of you who are obviously going to be there when the collection launches, if you see this bag, take a picture for me and send it to me, because I'm just super curious to know if it's Houndstooth or not. None of us know. This Chanel 19 is, Big C call it fuchsia, but it looks like magenta. It's very beautiful. It's coming in corduroy though. Very beautiful. And there's this gorgeous light blue, and then there's a green one. That's green. It looks like yellow, but allegedly it's green. And then the iconic So Black Trendy. Love the Trendy. I know I talk about the 19 a lot. The Trendy is my favorite bag. I wouldn't be able to purchase this because I can't buy something like this without seeing it in person. That's the problem with the Trendy. The Trendy, I feel like, is one of those things you need to buy in person. It also comes in white with black hardware. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. No, I'm very curious about the So Black Trendy. Beautiful, that's my favorite slide. Love everything here. Love this magenta pink 19 that is going to be in corduroy. Very curious to know like what that corduroy will look like once the in real life pictures are out. This next slide, don't really care. Lots of blue, losing interest because you know I don't like that color. So let's just go to the next slide. The next slide, similar thing, don't really care. However, there's this gray looking shopper that looks interesting, and that looks like it could be a nice like a nice bag that you could also just alternate for work and just chuck your laptop in there. So that looks quite nice as well. Next slide, nothing here is really speaking to me. These ones look like they have a lot of embellishments, so they're going to cost an absolute fortune. And then on this next slide, oh yeah, the Duma backpacks are back now for 22B. There's hold on, wait, yeah, there's this white Duma one here. Hold on, wait, is this no, this isn't the Duma. Why do I keep saying that? This is the Business Affinity. I don't know what's wrong with me because I was getting confused there, sorry. It's the Business Affinity backpack in white. There's this cute little shopping bag. It's very cute with the quilts. That's also in black. It looks like there's like a beige boy bag there as well. So I'd love to know what you guys think about those ones so far, while I just pull up the next selection of pictures. I'm loving those tweed like non-leather 19s. I think they look absolutely gorgeous and amazing. And I think, I don't know, I'm just super excited by those ones. Those are the ones that are currently exciting me. I'm really loving the 19 right now. I feel like before I used to be like, okay, particularly with the tweed 19s and the non-leather 19s, I used to be like, oh, I'd look kind of nuts walking around with like a fabric bag here in this heat. But then the other day I was in town for a business meeting, and there were people like in like suits, and it's so hot, and people are going to like really important work meetings in suits carrying briefcases. I think it's fine. I'm gonna, you know, I think it's fine. I think I'm gonna get a non-leather 19, but I love the leather ones as well. But I feel like for the non-leather ones, I'm comfortable ordering it from here, but the leather 19s, no, boo-boo. I need to be there in the boutique and pick out my own 19 if it's lambskin. Okay, now let's look at some of these swatches here for the colors. They're just a bunch of colors. Like I told you, there's some that are denim. They're just a bunch, lots of light wash colors for this Act 1 of Autumn Winter 2022. Very, very light gray. That yellow looks like a very pastel yellow. Very interesting. There's Chevron Boys and Chevron Classics that are coming back. I think that the Chevron Boy looks more, it looks edgier than the quilted boy bag, and I think the Chevron Classics just look a bit edgier. It just looks a little bit edgier, do you know what I mean, than the sort of classic diamond quilting. So these are the colors that are coming for that. And then on this next slide here, there's that bag I told you about, the one that I like, the black one. It looks like a shopping bag. There are a bunch of other colors here. It's just an interesting selection of colors. They're like almost pastel colors this time around. This, and again, I'm not a blue girl, but this light blue trendy looks like an absolute mood. I wish they would make the trendy in chevron again. I feel like the trendy, we haven't seen it in chevron since Karl Lagerfeld passed on. It would be really wonderful to see it back in chevron. I miss it. And then this next one here, there's some flaps, again in this really pretty like canary yellow, this gray, beige, light blue, these really pretty light colors. That that seasonal mini with the cute little heart charms is coming in beige. It is going to be huge, and there's this really cute yellow flap. I feel like yellow is just a cute color to have in those like autumnal months. You know, it's just a nice pop of color for those of you who live in colder climates. It's a nice pop of color, you know, to cheer you up. And then there are a bunch of beige. There are a bunch of beige bits here as well. There's business affinity. There are like like a hobo. There's a trendy. And then there's of course the boy bag. There's this, I think, a Pearl Crush vanity as well. I'm curious what you think of this beige. I'm not a massive fan of Chanel's beige. I prefer like their caramel colors because I feel like they're just more exciting. So I just wanted to quickly update you on Chanel 22B. I'm super excited for this collection. I feel like it's just a fun like palette cleanser before we get on to Chanel 22K, which is going to be an absolute juggernaut collection. It's going to be absolutely insane, massive. Like 22B is always like the B collection, Act 1 of Autumn Winter, is always like the sort of like palette cleanser, appetizer, aperitif kind of thing. And then you have the K collection, which is always unique, vibrant and different, and this one is fantastic. So I don't have any great pictures to share, so there's no point putting pictures up because they're not good. It's literally going to be one pixel. It won't be worth sharing. So I wanted to just walk you through a few of the updates. So it's launching in September, probably early September. And then there are lots of beauties that are coming for this collection. It's absolutely rammed with tweed. It is rammed, okay, from top to bottom with tweed. I'm so excited. There's a tweed Chanel 19. It's going to be coming in the maxi, in all of the sizes, but I have the prices for the maxi. The maxi for the tweed 19 will be 6,050 euros. This will be the first time in 2 years that we have seen the return of the Houndstooth Chanel 19s. I have been waiting for them. God, honey was like, yes, they're coming back. And he's not playing because they look so good. Like just from the like specification sheets with like the references, they sound good. So the 19K, like basically Karl Lagerfeld's like last year at Chanel obviously passed on in early 2019, but you know how everything works in advance there. Like the 2019 collections were like things that he worked on. So the 19K Chanel 19s in Houndstooth, those were like the final Chanel 19s that Karl Lagerfeld ever worked on. As you know, he created the Chanel 19. It was his final design for the brand. They're very, very special, those 19K ones. I see them resell for big money, and like barely any of them are brand new because people obviously have used them because it was like Karl Lagerfeld's last bag. The Houndstooth Chanel 19s are going to be so special because, as I said, it's literally been like 2 years since we've last seen them. The first time we saw the Houndstooth 19s was 19K. And then we saw them again in 20K, but they look different. The 19K ones are the ones that everyone goes crazy about. From time to time, you see them on the resale market. They go for big money. Don't forget, this is a bag that is not made from leather. And now it's 22K. Houndstooth is returning after a 2-year hiatus. So what does all of this mean? Let's talk about it. So like I said, the maxi will be 6,050 euros in tweed. But the maxi 19 also comes in, I think they said it comes in like lambskin in a bunch of colors. There'll be, not lambskin, I'm trying to, yeah, lambskin, sorry. It'll be lambskin, 6,250 euros. But it also allegedly comes in crumpled, glossy calfskin. Interesting. Very curious to see what this will look like. There are a bunch of other seasonal bags that are coming in this Houndstooth, which will be a black and white Houndstooth, but the print, the Houndstooth print will be much bigger, like that pattern itself. It will be very big. So it's going to be similar to 19K, but it's not going to be a replica or exactly like 19K. You know, Big C, they never fully repeat it, but it looks very similar. So they also have some Houndstooth seasonal pieces. There's a pink, brown, and beige seasonal mini that's coming in Houndstooth. There's a Houndstooth backpack that'll be 4,500 euros. It'll come in a black and white Houndstooth colorway, and then a red and mauve Houndstooth colorway. That sounds interesting, perfect for autumn. There's a Houndstooth shopper. There's also a patchwork Houndstooth vanity case. And then in terms of non-Houndstooth stuff for 22K, sorry, I can't speak because I'm so excited. There's a mini boy bag in caviar coming. It'll come in black, white, and green, 4,900. This one really looks like those mini boy bags that came for 22C that had that smooth finish. It kind of looked like box leather. And this one looks very similar to that, but it says here it's going to be caviar. Oh, that's what they say here. So let's see what happens. So these are the Chanel 22K updates. I am so excited. I remember when the 19K when the 19K collection came out, I was actually getting ready for my, I was preparing for my wedding, getting ready to get married. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I'm just so busy with my wedding, but I remember just loving them when they came out and thinking they were so special. So it's really exciting to know that Double V has finally brought them back after 2 years. It goes without saying, if you love tweed, you love Houndstooth, you love those 19Ks, and you love the 20K Houndstooth 19s, you missed out on them, you must reserve these. These are going to fly. Literally when they're released in September, they will not be found. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So tell me what you think about them as well. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's it really. So it's like Chanel 22B, Chanel 22K. If you like what I'm doing, make sure that you fully subscribe. I'm going to answer some of your questions, but and some of your comments. But I was just so intrigued. I was so intrigued by the fact that like she's brought it back, like after all of this time, to spend all of this time like not having it, and then finally now it's back. Okay, now I'm going to answer some of your questions and really interesting comments that I was getting on a few of my videos that I thought were worth us kind of chatting about because they're very interesting. This question/comment is from Crafty Paws. She commented on my video that was about this like client being dragged by an SA for trying to bribe the SA or something. The comment reads, "Love this no-nonsense and educational video. Do you think inflation or potential recession, at least in the US, may reduce people's willingness to play the game? Maybe the customers are in a different part of the population and won't care." Fantastic question, great topic. I really wanted to chat about this and respond to it like in a like Q&A segment here of the video because I think it's just very, very interesting. So a few things. I think that this is like a very complex answer. I think that there's a lot of chatter about this like 2008 like Oliver Twist, like, you know, recession that's going to come, and we hear about it. And there are definitely things that have happened. There are things that are happening in a lot of different worldwide economies, global economies. Like, you know, you hear about it all the time, like what's going on with the currencies, what's going on with, you know, housing on a worldwide basis. Don't forget, I live in Tanzania. Even though I do follow what's going on in the Western world, there's stuff going on here as well. What I think, and this is my honest opinion, I hope no one is offended or anything. What I think is, broadly speaking, the core clientele of all of these luxury brands will not be affected by the things going on at the moment. Inflation is not really going to affect them. We've seen what luxury brands are doing in terms of inflation. Gucci just did an increase. Dior just did an increase. And it's like a 10% increase. It's definitely one of those like inflation increases that they're doing. At least Gucci's was like about 10% on ready to wear. Like a 10% increase on ready to wear is not going to like really make that much of an impact for someone who's buying it anyway. I think I saw a jumper there. It was 690 euros, now 790. If you like the jumper, you're still going to get it. You're not going to be like, oh, it's gone up by, you know, just under 10%. I'm not going to buy it or something. You're not going to be like that. You're just going to end up buying it because you like it. So for those of you in America, I have definitely been reading about things that are going on in the US. But like I said, you know, do I think it's going to you know, reduce people's willingness to play the game? It's going to reduce the amount of people who are casual game players for big H. Definitely people who are casually playing the game, maybe people who don't have an interest in going 1-to-1, but the people who have already spent 2-to-1, 3-to-1, those are people who are flush with cash and they can afford to play. I think what will actually happen is it will force Big H to maybe not require pre-spend to be so high if things turn into an Oliver Twist situation like 2008 where we're all sitting down eating porridge, okay? If it's a situation like 2008, but I personally don't think it's going to be a 2008 worldwide global thing. I live in an emerging economy. Tanzania's economy is emerging, it's growing, it's a developing country, but life here is hard for many people, and it's always been hard. Even while those of you living in the US and living in the West have had boom times, there are many people here who have a very hard life. So this idea that like, you know, I feel like sometimes, particularly in the Western Anglophone world, there's this tunnel vision. People just think about what affects them. They don't think like, okay, well, what's happening in a global context? There are many parts of the world that are not affected by what's going on right now. There are many people who are not affected at all and will still be able to go every single month and spend thousands of dollars at Big H, Big C, Big LV, and all of the brands. And for them, it will be business as usual. There are many people like that, believe it or not. They're not on Instagram, they don't have TikToks, okay? They don't have YouTube channels. There are many of them who will just carry on spending. But I do think that if things get worse, Big H will require less to score. But I do think that Big H knows the way they offered bags during C19 kind of hurt the sort of exclusivity of the quota bags, because people were just saying how they got it without spending money, and I do think that Big H is aware of all of those videos and doesn't like it. So I think what you might find is that maybe people will stop playing the game and Big H will be like, okay, let's just stockpile bags while we're waiting for things to get better. I could probably see them doing something like that. And then here where you say maybe the customers are of a different part of the population won't care. Yeah, definitely, because I think, like, honestly, and I hope no one's offended, we live in such a sensitive age, but respectfully, anyone who's like really upset about the cost of living going up significantly probably isn't someone who has, you know, a ton of spare cash just to go and play games and buy racks and racks and racks of bait. The person and the many of you who watch my channel are balling. You're balling hard. You are people who can spend a ton of money buying bait. You're not probably worried about, oh, well, prices have gone up, costs have gone up, you know, because you're happily, you know, spending tons of money buying homewares, buying pillows, and buying all kinds of things. So while yes, there are definitely changes and there are definitely like things that have changed, I definitely have also noticed it on my channel. I'm getting more comments and more questions on my channel, and even on my Instagram. I get questions from you guys like, like how do I think like the recession or inflation or a global economic slowdown, how will this like affect luxury influencers, luxury YouTube channels? Like for me, because this isn't my career, I don't see how I'm affected. I'm gonna still make videos as long as you're interested in watching, and as long as my personal life is Gucci, like my life is Gucci, I'm gonna continue to make videos come what may. That's just the nature of my personality. Like I'm always gonna continue filming and making content because I like it, I enjoy it. I mean, the other day I was talking to some of my team and we were chatting about this issue, and they were saying how they have also noticed that even here, like the cost of living has gone up, but the cost of living here is always up, and it's always tough for many people. So even that gave me pause, and that gave me time to think as well, like, because right now, as I said in the beginning of my video, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week instead of 3 because I'm very busy at the office. And one of the things that I'm doing right now is creating like a new plan for new team members who we're going to be hiring, and I want to make sure that I pay them well so that they're not stressed about money, so that they're not like, oh my gosh, like I can't pay for all of these things. I want people who work for me in my company to be paid very well. So even like all of the things that are going on, they definitely have got me thinking. But does it mean that people are going to stop shopping? No, it doesn't. Does it mean that people are going to like not go to Paris and try and score BKCs? No, people are in Paris every day, honey, trying to score bags, buying bait. And you know, like I told you guys, you know, I'm going to go to Johannesburg soon. I hope to be in Paris soon in autumn as well, and I'm going to go to some other like cities as well. So I think all of this is just dependent on you and what's going on in your life. And this is why I would always tell you guys, that's why I never liked when YouTubers and influencers would say, hey guys, you know, just like don't do your nails guys, or don't go to the hair salon, like that's how you buy, you know, that's how you buy like a 6,000 euro Chanel, you know, maxi like flap or whatever, when we all know that's absolute nonsense, okay? And we all know it's about income and having, you know, really, really high income. Like that is the way most of these people, you know, are purchasing these things. So I think in terms of, I think what we will see probably is a bit of a slowdown, but I don't feel like the slowdown is going to make these brands necessarily desperate per se or anything, because they've been through it. They've been through world wars. They've been through definitely Chanel, Hermes, Louis Vuitton survived the Great Depression and that crash in the 20s. They're still here with their wigs on, okay, cashing their checks, living life, being them. Or all of those brands, Balenciaga as well. Balenciaga was around when the great crash of the 20s happened, so they'll be fine. You know, they'll be fine. The question is, are you guys going to keep shopping? That's what I want to know. Like, are you guys going to keep shopping, and what do you guys think of all of this chatter? Honestly, in my group, we don't allow chatter about inflation and the economy because it tends to be very westernized and very focused on the Anglophone Western world. Many of us do not live in Western countries. I don't. I live here. So that they're going to be like other things that people talk about that here we're not affected by. There'll be other things going on here that you won't be affected by. So in my group, which by the way, you can go join below, we don't have politics talk because I feel like politics and economics talk just ends up really getting people stressed out. I personally just want to talk about luxury, but I think your question was fantastic, and yeah, I really, really thought that was a great question. So the next comment that I thought was really interesting that I wanted to kind of just spotlight. It's a long comment. I've already responded to you, Christy. So thank you for writing this comment. It was really, really fantastic. I just wanted to highlight a few excerpts of it. It was on one of my Paris Big H videos. And it was about me, because in that video, remember I was telling you guys, it's all about the money, honey. You know, Big Paris, honey, she wants a check and she wants to be paid and she wants you to buy babe. It doesn't matter if people tell you that they bought like a pair of shoes and then got a bag. They are lying. Okay. So Christy's comment is like, me and my husband just came back from our Paris trip, 7 days, no luck for both of us getting an appointment. We kept going to all 3 H stores, had a very unpleasant experience at the flagship boutique. Not surprised, honestly. FSH is a mixed bag. We bought sandals for me and my husband got a perfume. Every day we tried, no luck. Long story short, my husband and I debunked the majority of H stories. People that were there, not necessarily dressed up. Hubby and I even made a point to wear everything H. We never got a leather appointment after 6 days that we tried. Okay, so first of all, Christy, thank you so much for your comment, and thank you for being brave enough to share like your real experience. Many people don't share, and people like to minimize their spend, minimize their experiences because they want to seem different. So first of all, salute to you, babe. Thank you. A few things I wanted to just kind of react to here in Christy's comment. First of all, when you said here people there maybe aren't dressed up, maybe it's because it's summer, so the weather is like a bit better in Paris. But definitely when I was there, people looked good, honey. Like, honestly, I feel like that day when I went to FSH, like, I was the most casually dressed person in FSH, and I wanted to go back to the hotel and change. And then here she says, Christy says, we bought sandals for me, and my husband got a perfume. So my theory, if I may, I feel like, and I've told some of the people in my group this, the mods of my group, the admins of my group, we've all chatted about this, and I've told them my theories. I feel like the pre-spend bait at the moment in Paris is more than the sort of smaller purchases. I think they want you to pick up like fine jewelry bits and pieces, watches, and really fine jewelry. And by fine jewelry, I mean like gold with diamonds. I feel like they're looking for that. It's just the feeling that I have. And then the next portion of Christy's excellent comment was she said, we tried to see if there were any cancellations for all of the days we were rejected, no luck. While doing so, we bought a lot of things. FSH was the least friendly one. Trust me, I know. We met a very nice SA who was very nice, and he was fortunate. We were fortunate to get this guy, and I asked about a bag. Again, was told only an appointment, but he looked at me and asked me, other than a BKC, what am I interested in? I said an Evelyn 29, which he went to get. We got excited, bought a bunch of other things. So that evening, tried again, no luck. We also kept getting the rejection email so late in the evening, so we cannot make final plans for our day, basically. Okay, so I wanted to just respond to a few things there. So first of all, the rejection email comes between 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Parisian time. If you haven't heard after 8:30, 9 p.m., you've been rejected, broadly speaking, okay? So that's just like a tip for anyone who's trying to score in Paris. Don't even like sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait. If you haven't gotten the email saying you have gotten the appointment, so the email confirming the appointment tends to come at 2000 hours Parisian time to 2030 hours, so 8 p.m. at night until 8:30. That's kind of the window where the email will come to say that you got an appointment. But if you haven't heard after 8:30 p.m. to say that you got the appointment, you have probably been rejected, and you can just carry on doing whatever you need to do. Here when you said that he looked at me and asked me, other than a BKC, I'm guessing that the SA here could probably see your profile. I feel like they make decisions about squeezing people in based on the profile and the spend they see. In my opinion, and this is what I'm going to go by when I go to Paris in autumn, it's my understanding and it's my opinion that it's not about the number like for the profile, it's about the category, the métier. So really, as I said, really what all of us because the thing is with scoring in Paris, not everyone has 2, 3, 4 weeks to try it every single day. I think when I go there this time around, I'll literally have maybe 8 to 10 days. So I don't have a ton of days to try every single day. So if you're like building your profile, you want your profile to look good when the SA sees it. And that's not to say that your profile wasn't good. I'm sure it was a fantastic profile, but you really need to be buying in the categories that they want to see. So fine jewelry, watches, menswear, and then maybe the really pricey women's wear, like the really expensive top of the range prêt-à-porter for the ladies. And then Christy says, we met 2 lovely essays from 2 different locations, saved on purchases, we didn't have to pay taxes. I'm sad that my dream bag wasn't one of the purchases, but so glad I got some things cheaper. We were overall now convinced that people do hide info and not being truthful about their purchases. I saw a bunch of people walking out with large bags. You could tell they were a bag because of saying all the stuff, how happy they were. I saw that as well when I went to FSH in January. I remember seeing a bunch of women, I think there were a group of friends, like walking out with bags, and they were so happy, but they were literally carrying racks and racks and racks of bait as well. Also that these are tons of people. These people are also making tons of purchases. That's what I've been saying for months and months and months. Even though we did not score an appointment, did not score my dream bag, it was a really nice experience. Next year, hubby and I still plan to try our luck. Yeah, you should, and I will try my luck too. So just to respond to that, like, and I've said this as well, people hide information. I'm glad Christy wrote it in her comment, but people really do hide information, and people minimize what they spend. And people also tend to have amnesia about their purchase history in Paris, which I always find quite strange, quite odd. Someone will be like, oh, I went to Paris and I didn't spend any money and I was offered a Kelly. And then it's like, oh, have you shopped there before? Yeah, I shopped there in 2017. I shopped there in 2015. I shopped there and, and then all of a sudden, this purchase history starts, coming, to the forefront. So salute to you, darling, for being transparent. Many people are not transparent, particularly on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. People just pretend all the time. People don't like saying the bait that they buy. I've seen this in a lot of Facebook groups. People will post their scores but won't talk about the bait that they have purchased or their purchase history. To me, I find that very disingenuous, and I'm going to say it, I find it very fake. The one thing about shopping at Big H is that Big H is driven by purchase history and bait spending. It's not like going to Louis Vuitton or Chanel that isn't driven by that. You're gonna, assuming you're a good client, you're probably gonna get, the really hot pieces and bits. But we all know that Big H is driven by baits, like by bait spending. I don't understand when people like in Facebook groups like will reveal like a really hot spec, like a beautiful spec, and then won't even just say like, oh, this is maybe my second offer and I have a big purchase history. You don't have to say exactly what you bought. You can tell me if you want me to say it in a video, but I think it would be nice for people just to be like, look, I bought this and I have a long purchase history, or I have a decent purchase history, or my purchase history is like 5 years long or whatever. I remember reading something as well recently. Someone was like, oh, I don't have to, buy bait in Paris, but I've been shopping in Paris for years and years and years and I have a purchase history. Well, you've been buying bait then as well, babe, because there's no way you're shopping year in, year out, scoring 2, 3, 4, God knows how many bags over a decade or so without buying bait in Paris. At some point, boo-boo, the Big H Parisian essays, honey, are gonna need you to show them some money, honey, okay? Because that racehorse needs to be fed. She needs a new wig, she needs a new ponytail, and she wants to be paid. So I think it's just important to note that. I kind of have like my own strategy for autumn, but I don't want to say it out loud yet. I've told some of you privately, but I'm feeling great about my strategy, so we'll see how I get on. And of course, I will be transparent as well. So I have, my Johannesburg trip coming, my Paris trip coming. I've got other trips and other cities I'm going to as well. So autumn's gonna be very busy here. If you enjoyed my travel videos in January, I think you'll like the upcoming Johannesburg, Paris, Europe travel vids that will be coming as well. So make sure you stick around for all of that if that is your thing. I'd love to know what you think about Chanel 22B and Chanel 22K. And like I said, I'll be doing 2 videos a week now from here on out. Thursday, Saturday, turn on those notifications because that is the best way to keep up to date. But very active in my Facebook group, pretty much post every day in there. And I'm also available on TikTok. I'm posting often there now, and my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the weekend in my next video.